Hello, it is Mac here, and today I'm talking about the release date for the Biker DLC for GT Online, as well as breaking down a few screenshots that Rockstar has released on this DLC. So yesterday, Rockstar released some information on the Bikers DLC, and they showed off a few screenshots, and I want to talk about it in this video. However, this is all coming from the Newswire, and if you do want to go check out the post that they do put out on their Newswire, then there will be a link in the description. And so they say that this DLC will be coming out on October 4th, as an automatic update to GT Online on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. And so, pretty much that's it for the information. They didn't reveal too much information in this post, honestly. What they did reveal, though, is that the release date, of course, that will be in a week from now. So, October 4th, not too long from now. And if you you get some money, this is probably a good week to do so, because the DLC will be coming out on October 4th. And so, now we do know some information. They haven't released a trailer yet, which I'm expecting probably sometime on Friday, or maybe sometime in the weekend. That's whenever I'm guessing they'll release a trailer, if a trailer at all. Cunning Stunts, Finance and Felony. I know the Lowriders DLC, those all had some trailers for them, so I'm sure this will, as well as Executives and a Criminal. So a lot of the DLCs recently have had trailers, so I feel like this one will as well. But they did release 4 screenshots for this DLC, and some of them show off some cool stuff, and I want to showcase all of those in this video. So the first screenshot doesn't really show off much. So really we can see here, I'm not too sure if this is a new bike or not, however it does look more like a sports bike. So if this is new, it doesn't look like the chopper bikes that we have seen already. So that is kind of good, I guess, confirmation that if this is a new bike, and I may be wrong if it is or not, but if it is, then that will confirm that there will be at least some new sports bikes in this DLC. It's not going to be entirely just, the chopper bikes that are more affiliated with biker gangs. So next up, we can see in the next screenshot a new melee weapon, which kind of confirms that there will be a new melee weapon. Although it doesn't look that new, it's pretty much a different version of the hatchet, so it's not entirely new. We'll have to wait and see if this will just be a different, version of the hatchet, or if it'll be an entirely new weapon. I'm hoping that it's not an entirely new weapon, because it's pretty much the exact same as a hatchet, just with a different blade on it. So I'm hoping that it doesn't take up another spot in your weapon wheel, just so that it doesn't clutter it even more for a weapon that is kind of just the same. However, it does kind of show off that there will be at least one new melee weapon, and I wouldn't be surprised if there are other new melee weapons. Also in this screenshot, you do see some leather jackets that will be in this DLC. Also, on the person on the left, he actually has a mohawk there, which I don't think that we have one in the game right now. Next up, we see one of the coolest screenshots, actually, and it does show off a new feature that will be coming to GT Online, and that is being able to use melee weapons on bikes. Now, I'm not too sure how I feel about this. On the one hand, it looks cool. Like, it really does. If you get a kill on your bike, somebody's trying to shoot at you, you're just on your bike, and then you just slash them with like a machete, or even hit them with like a baseball bat, or I don't know what exact weapons will be on here. Probably not anything like a knife or anything, so you'd have to have at least a big weapon that we'll be able to use on this bike. Although on the other end, it's like, I don't see this being too useful, because if you're getting shot at on a bike, you're probably not going to live. You don't have enough health to really tank enough damage, and we're not too sure if this machete will be a one-hit kill. I'm guessing that they probably will, because if it's not a one-hit kill, it's going to be completely useless, really. And also, it's kind of a high-risk, high-reward, because if you can insta-kill somebody on the bike, that's kind of nice, but at the same time, you are going to have to do some, weird movements or something, because at least if you're in auto aim, I'm guessing if you're in free aim, it's not going to be as easy to kill a biker, but if you are in auto aim, it's going to be so easy just to take you out. So you have to be careful in this. So I guess it will be a high risk, high reward type of strategy to go with melee weapons. However, I don't see it being the best way to take somebody out when you are on your bike. Also, I'm not too sure if this will be good, because it will probably clutter up the weapon wheel even more whenever you are on a bike. We'll have to see how many weapons are able to be used on a bike. However, like I said, you're probably only going to be able to use weapons like a machete or like a baseball bat, maybe a crowbar, some of those weapons, not necessarily the weapons that are like, the switchblade or the knife or the cavalry dagger and stuff like that. Also, in the screenshot, you do see him riding a new bike called the Western Rat Bike. Now, this bike does seem to have a lot of rust on it. It seems to be a more low-end bike. So we'll have to wait and see how expensive this will be, but it's probably not that great of a bike if it is, sort of run down and, a lot of rust on it. But that is called the Western Rat Bike. Next up, in the final screenshot, they don't show off too much. They do show off some new clothing and some new attire and stuff like that. That's all pretty nice. And not much else. Maybe some of these bikes are new, but other than that, there's not much that they show off in here. However, you can just look at the clothing and stuff, and it does look pretty nice. The clothing in this DLC, I'm sure, will be pretty good, and I'm pretty excited for that. And then the caption for this screenshot just says, "Bring your prospects on new MC missions for backup." So that's pretty much it for this Newswire post. There isn't much that they showed off here. I'm still expecting like a new trailer or something like that eventually, probably the end of this week or, sometime in the weekend. And that's whenever we'll see a trailer for this DLC, I'm guessing. So anyways, leave your thoughts on this in the comments. What are your thoughts on the new screenshots? Did you notice anything I didn't as well? What are your thoughts on melee weapons on bikes? Do you think it will be a useful tactic, or do you think that it will be mostly just a novelty? Leave me your thoughts on that in the comments. Hope you enjoy feedback so inspiration. I'll see you guys in the next video.